Here's a quick video. I just want to make sure everyone understands the latency on the M-vave chocolate in order to use it with a looper or something. The latency by default is pretty bad. You need to go into the Cube Suite app or whatever and change it to advanced custom mode and use the press down and release to do the loops. Here's a quick demo. Also, I want to show you how to do this with a Nux Loop Core Stereo, which has the MIDI input, and you can send the MIDI messages over the TRS cable. So let's start a loop. So you see there, I set up my A button to start the loop, the B button to end the loop. So if I want to save the loop, I set up this button with the short press to save it. And then if I want to delete it, I do the long press and it deletes it. If I want to do tap tempo, I set up this last button to set up a tempo. So it also adjusts the volume of the tempo of the metronome because I found it way too loud. And so now if I set up a loop, it's going to be quantized to that tempo. So it's a lot more forgiving that way. I can also long press on that button to turn off the metronome if I don't want it. So that's basically it. The key is that those loops start and stop, they need to be a short latency. I actually measured this with an oscilloscope. If you just use the defaults, the latency is about 200 milliseconds. But if you go in advanced custom mode and select the mode press down and release, you can get the latency down to about 15 milliseconds. And that seemed to be workable for making loops. So just if you're having trouble with the latency issue, especially if you use it in conjunction with a looper pedal, check out that mode, advanced custom mode, and use the press down release. So with that, you get like two different banks. So on the press down, I say start, and then when your foot lifts off the pedal, I can also program some MIDI messages. So for example, to start the loop, I actually, when I press down, 15 milliseconds after that, it sends the loop start message. And when I release my foot off the pedal, it sends some messages to change the volume of the loop, because also by default I found the loop volume to be a little too loud. But that's basically it. Use that mode and maybe your latency issues will be solved. And this makes this a little great practice tool. 20 bucks for one of these Mvave chocolate controllers, and you got a lot more control and flexibility with like a looper pedal like this Loop Core from Nux that has the MIDI input. That's all.